I'm Karen McHugh. Houston, Texas deputies moonlighting as security guards were ambushed overnight. One is dead, 2 others wounded, 1 critically.
Tragedy in that, I got a dad there that I had to talk to. I've got a wife there, and they got a deceased son and husband.
Harris County Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman. President Biden trying to sound upbeat regarding the supply chain slowdown affecting consumers coast to coast.
To hear the man responsible for solving the problem tell it, everything's just swell. In fact, it's all part of the plan in a way. It's hard to imagine a more rosy assessment, especially when the nation's supply chain has been felled by a shortage of warehouse workers, containers, and truck drivers, leaving consumers with few choices and in many cases without basic necessities.
Fox's Kevin Cork. America is listening to Fox News. Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. Houston, Texas deputies moonlighting as security guards were ambushed overnight. 1 is dead, 2 others wounded, 1 critically.
It's a tragedy in that, I got a dad there that I had to talk to. I've got a wife there, and they got a deceased son and husband.
Harris County Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman. President Biden trying to sound upbeat regarding the supply chain slowdown affecting consumers coast to coast.
To hear the man responsible for solving the problem tell it, everything's just swell. In fact, it's all part of the plan in a way. It's hard to imagine a more rosy assessment, especially when the nation's supply chain has been felled by a shortage of warehouse workers, containers, and truck drivers, leaving consumers with few choices and in many cases without basic necessities.
Fox's Kevin Cork. America is listening to Fox News.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Sunny skies expected this lovely afternoon with a high near 64 and a stiff breeze out of the northwest that could be anywhere between 15 to 30 miles an hour. Then tonight, clear with a low around 40. That's campfire weather. Beautiful, beautiful weather. Then Sunday, sunny with a high near 68. Sunday night, clear with a low around 44. We open up next week, sunny with a high near 72 on Monday and clear with a low around 46 on Monday night. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 73, and Tuesday night partly cloudy, low of 50. But rolling it back to this afternoon, sunny, high of 64.
KFC Princeton is offering their famous fried chicken and all the fixins. Just order through the drive-thru like you always do. The dining room is closed, but don't go hungry. Call KFC today at 270-365-9988. Your local KFC is located on the Marion Road in Princeton, offering carry-out service only. Customers, including truckers, are welcome and can come in and pick up carry-out orders. KFC, finger licking good, but be sure to wash your hands first.
Since opening its doors in 1996 in Hopkinsville, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic, forward-looking player of the financial services landscape. Contributing to their success is the flexibility afforded by being well-capitalized, locally owned, and responsibly managed. Today, 25 years later, Planters Bank has offices serving Hopkinsville, Western Kentucky, and Clarksville, Tennessee. Looking forward to the next 25 years. Planters Bank. Expect great things.
Caldwell Medical Associates' new Catawba Orthopedic Clinic is your one-stop shop for orthopedic care. Our team of medical professionals can diagnose and treat a wide range of orthopedic care and get you back on the path to a happier, healthier you. Whether you need basic fracture care or osteoporosis management, a sports physical, or back pain treatment, we've got you covered. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with an orthopedic provider, visit caldwellmedical.com.
Fortner Gas is a full-service propane company offering services in Western Kentucky. You'll find offices located in Princeton and Cadiz. They're your local and family-owned propane supplier. Browse their website and discover the many services and products available to you at Fortner Gas. You can shop in person or online, and they can answer any and all questions in person or on the phone. If they are already your propane supplier, they say thank you. If not, they'd love to be. Contact Fortner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Trice Hughes has been serving Western Kentucky for over 60 years. Their experienced sales force, ASE certified techs, and all the friendly folks at Trice Hughes have worked to become your family's exclusive automotive dealer. The home team that's kept our families safe on the road for generations. From work to play and everything in between, your home team has what you need. Stop by and drive the difference. Our home team, Trice Hughes, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
The WPKY Saturday Morning Quarterback Show is on the air on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and WPKYOnline.com. Time to take a look back at last night's Caldwell game. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Big win for the Caldwell County Tigers last night at Murray. Caldwell County making the trip down to historic Ty Holland Stadium and coming back with a 20-14 victory over the Murray High Tigers. Good morning, everyone. This is Saturday Morning Quarterback. We're coming to you from Gather on Main in downtown Princeton this morning. Hey, if you can find the courthouse, you can find Gather on Main. We're right across the street. Joining us on the show this morning, Caldwell County head coach Will Barnes is here. Also coaches Jeff Riley, Bradley Stallings, and Matt Wilson joining us on the show. And first of all, Will, big win for you guys last night.
Yeah, it was definitely a big win. And, anytime you can get a district win, that's a big deal. And, we've talked about the next step in our season, and we were able to do that last night. And, hard fought all the way down to the end, and we made enough plays to win it.
Well, and probably a home playoff game in the first round coming along with that win last night.
Yeah, if it's a tie-break situation, it could change it. But, if Mayfield beats Murray, we'll be at home, which is something we talked about coming into the game. So that's also a really big deal where you can play those guys at home in the first round. So that was a really big win.
Yeah, the Murray still has to play Mayfield coming up next week, and that could create one of those weird three-way tie situations if Murray could pull off the upset there. And anymore, you kind of go by the RPI. It used to be the wins by all of your defeated opponents, but a little simpler to figure it out now. Yeah, and I don't think the RPI formula is perfect, but with our schedule, we're going to have a pretty decent RPI. So, we'll see how it shakes out. But we controlled what we could and got a win last night, so that's good. Yeah, fun night in the rain. I thought we had that beat last night. About midway through the fourth quarter, I'm on the sideline thinking, it's rained a little bit. It's a little soggy, but after what they called in the forecast, we've kind of gotten away with one. And then the rain started coming down sideways.
Yeah, I think we all jinxed it. I think I said something to Coach Stallings and Josh on the headset, and I think Coach Stallings and Coach Mack were talking about it up top. So, yeah, we probably jinxed it a little bit there.
Jeff, I hope you guys had a better time keeping things dry on the sideline than Gary and I did last night trying to keep the stats dry.
Not at all. No, everything is drying out in the team room as we speak. So.
Yeah, when we got back last night, the first thing we had to do is spread all the pages out that we had and let them dry off before we could actually get the stats done.
Yeah. Everything is just team room looks like the equipment truck blew up inside, and everything's just drying out from footballs to components to cameras so it'll be all right. Yeah. It'll all get dry. It'll be a whole lot better drying it out today than if it went the other way. So.
Now, Bradley, you guys had it a little easier, right? You guys were inside last night.
No, we were up top. We were catching all
the
wind, but at least it was in our back. The rain. I said, looked at Wayne. I said, well, at least the rain's hitting us in the back. And then I said, well, it's not good for y'all. But, no, that's just part of it. And I thought, I guess some people think it's fun until you're in it. It's fun if you're in it and you win, and that's kind of what happened last night.
Well, from a player's standpoint, it's probably a whole lot of fun.
If you win, I think it is. No, I think it makes for a lot of memories, as you get older to talk about something like that, So, yeah, it was, it ended up going in our favor, so it'll be even better memories for those kids later on.
Yeah, for sure. I know the first thing some of those kids said after the game last night is, now we don't have to come back to Murray again.
Well, we hope not.
Yeah.
This year, it seems to be, anytime we play Murray, it always seems to be a knockdown, drag out kind of slobber knocker fight, even if it's, like last night, 20-14 or 10-7, or it could be a high scoring game. We've played in some 30s and 40s that have been close, so it's always one of those games, and I thought Coach Barnes and Coach McGowan and Coach Riley did a very good job this week preparing our kids for a full four-quarter battle, and that's kind of what it turned out being last night.
Yeah, our halftime moment in history last night, I think, was from 1974, a big 7-6 Caldwell win at Murray. Neither team scored until just a couple of minutes left in the game. Murray scored first and went for two, and their two-point pass was picked off by a guy named David Barnes. And then on Caldwell's next play from scrimmage, Steve Cookie Hicko hit Gordon Ron for a 60-yard touchdown pass. Jim McDaniel kicked the extra point. Caldwell won 7-6.
That's kind of neat you say that, and I'll let Will talk about that. But that's all those guys you talk about right there. I've heard stories. I'll be 42 in November, and I've heard all my life about those stories. That's my dad's senior year.
Yeah.
So you got all those guys that were good friends and all those years. But that's kind of neat to hear Caldwell County history right there. So.
Yeah, Will, I think we've played them some really close games. They lead the all-time series 19-16-1 now. Had taken 3 straight before we got them last night.
Yeah, it's been, that's what we talked about before the game. It's, you look at we played them 4 times the last 2 years, and, really 3 of them have come down to the last possession, and felt like it was the same type of game, and, we were able to play 4 quarters. It kind of, had some breakdowns and didn't execute there to really finish off the game where, it could have been, a lot larger margin. But, at the end of the day, you score 1 more point than they do, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, and Bradley kind of brought it up there, the 10-7 game. I mean, that's kind of the one when you think of Murray Caldwell anymore, you think of the Tez catch and beating Murray in the regional championship and then getting to go on and play in the state championship game in 2012.
Absolutely. And, that's one of those, I think that was kind of I don't know what the word is, but a defining win, in that era for our football program with Coach Barnes. That was kind of one of those get over the hump type games that, we had been so close for so many years, and we won that big game. And, that game was at home, and there was a huge crowd, and it was cold. It was and I think Tez's catch, but also, the field goal, that ended up winning it. That was such a unique moment there, for sure in our coaching career, but just a good game in general and a defining moment for, Caldwell County football, not in our history, but just a big win in general. So,
Caldwell County winning last night at Murray 20-14. Let's get Matt involved here and pass the mic along. And what was kind of your thoughts on the weather last night, and did you get to play any games like that?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I can remember a game like that. Senior night, my senior year, we played Muhlenberg South, and it seemed like it was a lot colder then that night, but
it was.
And the weather. Like you say, it's fun if you get playing it if you win.
Yeah. So. Well, I remember that game, and I remember a couple of others. I remember a big Mayfield game at home where we pulled the upset over them in what was just a downpour. I think Brandon Sigler probably had a couple of touchdowns for you that night.
Yeah, I think that was like 09 maybe.
Yeah.
And ran a little wildcat with Sigler, but that game that Matt's talking about, you talk about having fun, that was miserable. That was a miserable game. So we did win, which was good, but that was downpour the whole game, wind, it was miserable.
We are at Gather on Main Street in Princeton this morning for a Saturday morning quarterback. Caldwell County is celebrating a 20-14 win at Murray last night.
Caldwell County Tigers now 6-3 overall this season, 3-1 in the district. Need to get to a timeout on the show, but we'll be back with more from Gather on Main after this here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
As a community-owned enterprise, the Princeton Electric Plant Board provides services to the people in the Princeton area. One of the services they provide is to make sure the lights are on over our fields and courts for our Caldwell County Tigers. From everyone at the Princeton Electric Plant Board, good luck to all the Caldwell County Tigers and hopes for a safe season. And a big electric roar to their Tigers, Preston Burrell, Addie Vincent, and Lily Horde.
Rader Auction Company is owned and operated by Delbert Rader. Delbert has been in the agricultural field for over 40 years and is well known for his knowledge of used equipment. Rader Auction holds 4 consignment auctions a year, and they buy and sell equipment on a daily basis. If you're looking for a piece of equipment, they'll do their best to locate it, and financing is available. Contact Delbert Rader at 270-881-2610 or Amy Easdale at 270-604-2880 for all your used equipment needs. Rader Auction Company, Skyline Drive.
Enjoy your favorite Mexican food at La Potosina Mexican Restaurant. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m., offering up all your favorite authentic Mexican dishes for lunch and dinner. Now you pair your favorite meal with your favorite margarita. Enjoy dining in or call in for carryout. Call 270-365-3848 to place your order. They appreciate your business and are ready to serve you in a safe atmosphere. That's La Potosina Mexican Restaurant,
Princeton and Marion.
Every year, Kentuckians dump enough stuff on the ground to fill a football stadium 12 stories high. When it rains, all that trash washes down storm drains directly into our streams, rivers, and lakes. It's time we all did our part to stop polluting Kentucky's waterways. To find out how you can help, visit stormwater.ky.gov. Brought to you by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
The number of cyclists killed every year is on the rise. This needs to be a reality check for motorists and cyclists alike. Here's Jimmy Lancaster, owner of Bikes and More, with a Cycling Safety Minute.
People on bicycles have the same rights and responsibilities as people behind the wheel of a vehicle. It is important for motorists to yield to bicyclists as you would to other drivers, and do not underestimate their speed. This will help avoid turning in front of a bicyclist traveling on the road or sidewalk, often at an intersection or driveway. Drivers turning right on red should look to the right and behind to avoid hitting a bicyclist approaching from the right rear. Stop completely and look left, left, and behind before turning right on red. Give cyclists room. Minimum of 3 feet is the law in Kentucky, and pass cyclists as you would any other vehicle.
This Cycling Safety Minute was brought to you by Bikes and More, WKDZ 106.5, WHVO 96.5 and 100.9, and WPKY 103.3.
Your goals, your future, your dreams. These things are none of our business. Your credit score, your true crime obsession, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. That's really none of our business. Because your life is private. And unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Oh, is someone there? Oh, that's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
So, what are you sipping? Whether it's our freshly ground coffee to wake you up, or an icy Polar Pop cup or Froster to keep you going, our new Sip and Save drink subscription at Circle K will keep you refreshed every day. Join Circle K's Sip and Save and grab any size drink every day for just $5.99 a month. Yeah! Start sipping and saving today. Just sign up with your mobile number when you check out at Circle K. Limited time offer at participating locations.
The Saturday Morning Quarterback Show continues on WPKY. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
The Caldwell County Tiger football team with a big win last night at Murray, 20-14. Caldwell County building a 20-0 lead, then holding on there late as Murray hit a couple of big plays in the passing game to make that one a little closer than maybe everyone in the blue and gold would have liked. But a win nonetheless for the Tigers, and we're back at Gather on Main on Saturday Morning Quarterback this morning. Tiger coaches Will Barnes, Jeff Riley, Bradley Stallings, Matt Wilson all with us. John Miller is our on-site engineer for this morning's show here at Gather on Main. Will, we're talking during the break there a little bit about what a field position game it kind of was last night.
And you guys have done really well in that aspect this season.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that kind of play into that, and it's the kicking game is obviously one of them. Blake has done a phenomenal job, and really, he's done a better job this year on kickoffs. That's an area where he's gotten stronger, and he's done a good job getting it in the end zone or getting it back pretty close to the end zone. So when they're starting at the 20, 25-yard line, that's really good, and we've been able to combine that with some 3-and-outs, and I looked last night, just kind of it feels like we've created a lot of turnovers, and I think it's about 3.5 a game.
Yeah.
So people probably say, well, that's lucky, and some of it is, but when you're doing that consistently throughout the season, you look at a lot of these games where 3-4 turnovers, it has something to do with how you're playing too.
Well, you guys had 4 fumble recoveries last night that figured in big as far as field position goes. The Caldwell average starting field position last night was the 50, right at midfield. Murray's was the 21. And for a team like Murray that's kind of methodical, they really had some long fields to have to work with.
Yeah, outside the 2 pass plays, we really made them drive the ball. And when you're playing teams like that, especially when you've got a couple score lead there in the second half, that's what you've got to do, because they had a long drive there in the third quarter, but they took a lot of time off the clock, and that played a big part in the game.
Well, and the game couldn't have started much better for you guys. You get them 3-and-out, and then you get a punt return, and you guys are set up pretty good right there. And then you just kind of maintain that field position, seemed like for most of the first half. Yeah,
we got to do a better job of converting those into points, and really just kind of some bad play calls there early in the game, and I got to do a better job of putting us in a better situation. And had another deal down there at the end of the game inside the 10, had a decent drive to get there, and had to settle for a field goal. We've got to get those things in the end zone to give us a cushion there, and really, if we score there in the fourth quarter, it puts the game away. It's 24-0, and with 5-6 minutes to go, and that's basically the ball game, but weren't able to do that.
Yeah. Well, a win is a win, and you guys won at 20-14, but it was 20-0 midway through the fourth quarter, and kind of desperation time for them. And I don't think they like to chuck it down the field a whole lot, but they had a couple of big plays in the passing game, and kind of made things closer there at the end than we would have liked.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's another game this year, maybe in Union. When Coach Towns gets on the headset and says, "Guys, I'm getting a little nervous," that's not a good thing to hear on the headset. So, but the good thing is we recovered onside kicks. If you give up that, that could change the outcome of the game. So did a really good job with the hands team there, and those are 2 big plays in the game for sure.
Yeah, I think Logan Smiley got the last one over there and was able to cover it up, and just 11 seconds left at that point, so you still had to feel pretty good about it. But I think there was probably a sigh of relief to see him come up with the football, and you knew the game was over after you took a knee.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll take our chances with the ball going to him with the game on the line, and he did a good job of securing it, and took the knee and got out of there.
Was the weather much of a factor for you guys? And going down there, we knew we were probably going to get some kind of rain. Is that something you guys prepare for, or was it just a regular game for you guys?
I don't think it affected us too much, not any more than it affected them. Really it probably affected them more than it did us, just with the way they run their offense. And we did a little wet ball drill on Thursday just to make sure we could get some snaps and throw it around a little bit. But it probably affected the passing game just a little, but we got to figure out how to play through those things too.
And credit the Caldwell defense last night, again, blanking Murray for most of the night and really not giving them a whole lot of good opportunities until they hit those big pass plays late. And when you play Murray the way they run with the football, and they're wearing black uniforms, black jerseys, black pants, black helmets, They pull that football in pretty tight. It's kind of tough to find sometimes.
Yeah, and I got to give a lot of credit to these other guys on defense, Coach Riley and Coach Sallins and Coach Wilson and Coach Mack and Coach Caps of breaking this thing down, their offense down, and kind of taking it a piece-by-piece approach this week. I felt like we had really good practices, and you just don't really know what it's going to look like on Friday, but with their speed and how well they run it, it's something we couldn't simulate, but just kind of watching it in practice, I felt like it looked really good, and we did some good things defensively, and like you said, really shut them down for the majority of the game and got them into things they didn't really want to do.
Jeff, how do you kind of prepare for an offense like Murray? Because that's not really an offense we see a lot of anymore.
The first thing I did was call Aaron McClung and be like, hey, check out that Murray film and tell me what you think. And he did. And he spent some time with it on Saturday morning and helped us out a bunch. And then, we talked about it as a group and spent some time with it. And I talked to Will Brown a little bit about it Sunday afternoon. We were kind of breaking down some stuff because that's kind of, we were playing kind of an old 5-3 defense, which is close to what we do. So it didn't change a lot. So we kind of thought, Aaron suggested that, and kind of the way we had been playing this year, that's kind of what we thought we would be best in. So.
But somebody pretty much has to tackle the fullback and the quarterback on every play, though, right?
Yes, that's right. That's why you don't worry about who has the ball. You just tackle the guy that you're supposed to tackle and, move on from there. And hopefully you get enough guys scraping and running to the football that if you make a mistake that they can get you back a little bit and get somebody tackled. So.
Yeah, some guys had some big tackle numbers last night. Elijah Shaheen had 17 stops, Jameis Carnahan 16, Connor King and Jack Stevens had 10 apiece, Drew Davis had 9 and was in on a bunch of plays. That's a lot of guys with a lot of tackles.
Yeah, and when they run at you almost every play, those are the interior guys that you hope are making those plays. You don't want your free safety and corners leading you in tackles very often, especially against a team that likes to run between the tackles. So that's good. Those guys, they bought into what we told them to do, and they did it and they executed pretty well. We had some stuff we can work on. We'll see again probably if we have the chance to play them again. We'll have to tune up some stuff, but at least I was really pleased with how they handled it. Because like Coach Barnes said, you just don't know when your scout team guys aren't going to run it as well as the other guys do. And so we did a good job taking care of our responsibilities. So it looks like we probably did that too. I haven't watched the film yet, but we did a good job. I think we did a good job last night of getting people to the ball as we've done all year too. Guys buying in and running to the football. That was a big deal.
Well, like I said, I had a lot of trouble last night just trying to take pictures. Who's got the ball and what do I need to take a picture of?
yeah, and that's a testament to them. They execute their offense pretty well. So we were able to get physical and get after them a little bit. And it was probably a pretty hard-hitting game. I know there's a couple big shots that we were able to deliver, and I'm sure we took a couple too. It was fun.
Yeah. We're at Gather on Main this morning on Saturday Morning Quarterback. A big win for Caldwell last night, 20-14 down at Murray. And between the weather last night and, the big game, probably the biggest game of the season for you guys, I completely forgot until on the way back last night. That was my 400th straight Caldwell County football game last night. So I should have played that up a little more before the game.
Yeah. Milestone. I did see on Facebook where somebody said you're still second.
I am still second, and I saw Philip and Pam Phelps when I walked in the stadium last night. They were there for number 409 in a row for them. Yeah. So I'm glad to be second, though.
yeah, I'm sure.
400 is a lot of games. That goes back to my senior year in high school, which I graduated in 87, so that's the last game of the 86 football season.
Wow. That's good, man.
That's
congratulations. That means you've had some good, healthy days in between those on Friday nights.
Been lucky to always, be able to show up on Friday night, right. And just missed a couple of plays here or there for different reasons. I always tell the story. We're going to Webster County one night for the game, and someone had hit a deer on the road, and no one was injured or anything. Thankfully, everybody was okay, but they had set up a detour that took us through some of the back parts of Webster County to get back to the stadium, and we pulled into the parking lot just as the game was starting. Gary jumped out of the car and ran in, so he saw the kickoff, But by the time we got parked and I got in, it was first down. I didn't get to see the kickoff that night. So,
well, if you survive the nether regions of Webster County, then that's an accomplishment within itself.
But sometimes when you have a game like last night, and like I said, the weather was kind of iffy, and Will, you said you guys never even discussed maybe postponing the game, but when you go through something like that and you kind of weather that storm, pun kind of intended there, makes for a nice memory later. Everybody's going to remember the night you guys went down to Murray and it rained on us, the fourth quarter, and you came back with a big win.
Yeah, you're right. And just kind of like Coach Stallings talked about, it is something they'll look back on, and we'll all look back on, and it's something to remember the game by. And but the thing is, we don't. It's not going to be worth it if we don't come ready to play in the playoffs. And when you look back on the season, you're going to really look back at the playoffs. So it's a good win. We need to enjoy it, but we got to get rolling and get ready to play Trigg County in 2 weeks, and get ready for the playoffs too.
Any chance of maybe still picking up someone next week, or would you rather just have the open week at this point?
Something local in the next, by Tuesday, were to come open, that's a possibility. But, kind of like I said, the week of the Ballard game, I don't know that we need to be traveling 3.5 hours,
right,
go to Eastern Kentucky and try to play a game. It needs to be fairly local. So we'll kind of let that play out. And, if we don't have something by the end of the day Tuesday, it's just not really feasible with the logistics to get a game and get ready to go on Friday.
Next game is in 2 weeks over at Trigg County. Of course, Trigg hosts Union County next week, so there might be a lot of Tiger fans over there if the Tigers are not in action.
Yeah, there'll probably be a pretty good ball game. I think Trigg County's playing better, and we've seen Union. They had a big win last night, so that'll be a pretty good ball game probably.
Trigg County is running the spread offense this year and trying to. I really feel like they're trying to look a lot like Caldwell County has looked in the past.
Well, that's kind of how football's going, and a lot of people are doing that type of stuff. So, that it'll be a little bit different preparation than we just had. So, something we're probably a little more familiar with too. So, we'll if we don't play this week, we'll work on us and improve ourselves, and then when that Trigg County week gets here, we'll get ready for them.
One of the interesting things about football is there's more than one way to win a game. And, if you look at the stats this year, we're really not putting up the stats we typically have in the past. But yet here you sit 6-3, and hopefully with a home playoff game and with a chance to pick up more wins as the season progresses here.
Yeah, I was thinking about that last night when you tweeted out the stats. We had like 100 and some yards of offense, and won. And I've coached, and we've had 500 yards of offense and got beat. So obviously, you'd rather have 150 yards of offense and win. And that's what I like about this group. It's not always the way you draw it up or pretty, but these guys find a way to win. They keep fighting, and that's what it's about, is finding a way to win.
Yeah, total yards last night were 346 for Murray, 184 for Caldwell. But again, 149 of that Murray total came on the two big pass plays, a 73-yard touchdown pass with 5:09 to play, a 76-yard pass with 11 seconds to go. So those kind of things add up quickly. And like you always say, though, the only numbers that really matter are the ones up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and we made enough plays on both sides of the ball and in the kicking game to win the game, and that's what it's about.
Murray was ranked 6th in the state in Class 2A coming into that game last night. You guys were 10th, so might see those two positions swap a little bit, but still kind of in the same situation it seems like we've been in forever in a district where there's 3 really good teams, and it's always seems like Mayfield, Caldwell, Murray, or somebody in the past. Fort Campbell was kind of in that mix. Always those 3 teams kind of fighting for those 2 home playoff spots.
Yeah, and people around the state, kind of talk bad about Western Kentucky football. I think that's kind of changed in recent years, but you look at 2A at our district, we've got 3 teams in the top 10, and I don't know, that LCA district in the Lexington area is good. But we're playing pretty good football over here, and we're in a tough district, and that's good. We play good people, and that's what you want to do. If you're a competitor, you want to play the best teams you can possibly play, and the team that's won this district has either been in the state championship or been in the semifinals since we've been in 2A. So, if you can get out of this district, you got a chance to make a pretty special run.
Need to get to another timeout here on Saturday morning quarterback. Caldwell County winning 20-14 at Murray in the rain last night. Back with more after this on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
October is Cooperative Month. What's a cooperative? Well, it's an organization formed by volunteers to achieve a goal for the common good. Pennyrile Electric was established in 1937 to provide electric service to just a few hundred people. Today, Pennyrile Electric provides power to nearly 50,000 members in 9 counties. That's 5,000 miles of line on over 100,000 poles. Pennyrile Electric. We're owned here. We live here. We work here. And we serve here since 1937.
We believe you spend wisely. We also believe wise spending should be rewarded with convenient access and generous benefits. A First Southern National Bank first-class checking account comes with both. In addition to our convenient online banking and mobile app, our accounts come with features like roadside assistance, identity theft restoration, cell phone protection, and more. Visit us at fsnb.net to open our account today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your local McDonald's wants you to know that they are ready to serve you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine-in or the drive-thru is always open, and they offer curbside pickup service. To avoid the wait in the drive-thru, you can download the McDonald's app and try curbside pickup. Stop in soon and enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at your local McDonald's. Proud to be a part of this community. McDonald's of Princeton, proud supporters of the Caldwell County Tigers.
The federal government provides $150 billion a year to make higher education possible for anyone. Completing the free application for federal student aid, known as the FAFSA, is the first step to getting your share. But an estimated $40 million in financial aid is left on the table each year by Kentucky students. Don't let that happen to you.
Fill out the new and improved FAFSA today. Visit knowhowtogoky.org and join the conversation on Twitter, #KnowHowToPayKY. This message is brought to you by the Pritchard Committee Student Voice Team and the Council on Post-Secondary Education.
Today.
Touchdown! Kentucky! I love this team.
Supremacy, Georgia Bulldogs, and your Kentucky Wildcats.
UK takes on the Georgia Bulldogs today. Airtime at 12:30 on WKDZRadio.com and
on 106.5 WKDZ.
Local businesses have supported us in every regard. Now it's our turn to support them.
At the Edge Media Group, we believe that 2021 will be the start of the greatest comeback of all time. You truly made a difference in 2020 as you chose to support local and to rally behind our local businesses, clubs, organizations, and communities. We choose hope, and we're asking you to join us to motivate, inspire, and support others as we seek to not only survive, but to actually thrive. We believe that our communities can make the comeback stronger than the setback. It starts with supporting local. It is sustained by being positive and extending kindness. Please continue your extra efforts to support local. And thank you from the Edge Media Group for being a part of the greatest comeback of all time. You are making a difference.